Although Bob Rafelson did not reach the same directorial and screenwriting standards he set in 5 Easy Pieces, his career continued to be marked by an interest in the themes of individual freedom and the emancipation of the individual in relation to the community. Rafelson's next film, The King of Marvin Gardens, from 1972, also deals with those themes and presents a new study of alienation and rebellion against authority, simultaneously offering a haunting reflection on dreams and disillusionment. This melancholic meditation on the collapse of the American dream is filtered through the fractured relationship of 2 estranged brothers, navigating the wreckage of their hopes in a decaying Atlantic city. The story follows David, a quiet, depressed, and introspective radio host who looks after his grandfather while working on a late-night radio talk show in Philadelphia. David's older brother Jason, a charming but delusional hustler, with grand visions of success that never quite materialized, one day suddenly reaches out. He calls David to gloomy Atlantic City, where he involves him in his latest, shady get-rich-quick scheme. Along with his companion, former beauty queen Sally, and her attractive stepdaughter Jessica, Jason plans to open a resort on a small Hawaiian island, insisting to a skeptical David that the deal is already in place. David goes along with it, but as he uncovers the truth, he tries to talk sense into Jason, but trouble is on the horizon. Jason and the women refuse to listen, leading to a tragic lesson about the cost of superficial values like beauty and wealth, and the limits of brotherly love. The film is set apart by its moody, cold, and atmospheric tone, created with beautiful cinematography by László Kovács, known for his work on Rafelson's previous film 5 Easy Pieces, and other movies produced by Rafelson's production company. Compared to other crime dramas of the era, The King of Marvin Gardens moves slowly and introspectively, immersing the viewer in a world that feels perpetually off-season, and where the carnival has long since packed up and left. Atlantic City thus becomes a ghostly metaphor for faded dreams, a once glamorous destination now reduced to crumbling boardwalks and empty spaces. As it can be seen, the film was shot almost entirely on location in Atlantic City in the winter months of 1972. It is therefore of considerable historical significance as a visual record of the very last days of the city's classic era. Many of the grand hotels shown in the film's exterior scenes were demolished during the next few years to make way for the new generation of casino hotels that were built after the legalization of gambling. The title of the film, which originally was to be called The Philosopher King, is an ironic reference to the original version of the board game Monopoly, in which the main properties were named after locations in Atlantic City. Monopoly, a game of dreams and ownership, but ironically, the brothers are far from mastering their own destinies. The film has several surreal scenes, including a conversation on horseback between David and Jason, and a simulated Miss America pageant that was filmed in the empty Atlantic City Convention Hall, which was at the time of its 1929 construction the largest clear-span covered space in the world. The lead role once again went to Jack Nicholson, Rafelson's favorite actor. Altogether, they collaborated on 7 films. Jason is played by Dern, an American actor who rose to prominence during the New Hollywood era. Some of his more famous roles were in The Driver, directed by Walter Hill, Nebraska by Alexander Payne, and in The Hateful Eight by Quentin Tarantino. The King of Marvin Gardens was one of the few screen appearances made by Julia Ann Robinson, who died in an apartment fire in 1975. She was only 24. The film also stars Ellen Burstyn, known for her roles in The Exorcist directed by William Friedkin, and in The Requiem for a Dream directed by Darren Aronofsky. Nicholson's subdued performance contrasts sharply with the more manic energy he was known during the 1970s. Here he plays a man who is burdened by restraint, emotionally distant, and passively observing, as his brother's fantasies unravel. In contrast, Bruce Dern's Jason is energetic, open, and reckless, always scheming, always believing in the next big opportunity. Their dynamic becomes a tragic study in opposites. One retreats into silence, the other into delusion. In the end, the King of Marvin Gardens offers no tidy resolution, only the quiet devastation of lives built on illusions. The film is a poetic and somber character study, which reflects the early 1970s shift in American cinema toward ambiguity, anti-heroes, and the emotional realism. Stay Hungry, Rafelson's next film from 1976, also shares similar themes as his previous films. The story focuses on a young man played by Jeff Bridges, who gets involved in a shady real estate deal involving local gym. There, he becomes romantically interested in the gym's receptionist, played by Sally Field, and drawn to the carefree lifestyle of the bodybuilder, who is training there for the Mr. Universe competition, played by Arnold Schwarzenegger. He won a Golden Globe for Best Acting Debut, but it was not his true first role. He had played Hercules, as Arnold Strong, in the 1970 film Hercules in New York, and a gangster's henchman in Robert Altman's 1973 film The Long Goodbye. Stay Hungry received not-so-good reviews, and was far from Rafelson's previous films, but the performances of the main and supporting actors were mostly praised.